In this thesis will be analyzed the specialized discourse of tourism, its function and its evolution. It is essential to start from the definition of specialized discourse that can be identified as a language used in a subject field and characterized by the use of specific linguistic means of expression. The specific linguistic means of expression always includes subject, specific terminology and phraseology, and also may cover stylistic or syntactic feature. The scholar's attention on special languages has increased in the last 30 years and analytical approaches have changed. At first, the linguist's focus was mainly on the lexical features such as technical terminology, monoreferentiality, when a word has only one meaning allowed in a given context in order to reduce ambiguity to a minimum, lack of emotion, when terms have purely denotative function and no connotative meaning, and depersonalization and nominalization, which are used to clarify the concept in the most objective and concise way possible. Recently, linguists have agreed about the fact that these criteria are restrictive. In fact, they allow to analyze only technical scientific languages such as medical or legal ones, cutting out those identifiable with other parameters. If other communication components such as the context, the interlocutor, the purpose of the communication are taken into consideration, it is possible to classify the peculiarity of the language of tourism. Opposite to the lexicon, which is close to the standard language and very heterogeneous. In fact, tourist discourse draws its terminology from different disciplines such as geography, economics, history, gastronomy, and etc. There are two levels of communication specificity. On one end, there are texts producing the interaction between professionals, which are highly specialized with a frequent use of statistical data, graphs, economic projection, and etc. On the other hand, there are the communication addresses to tourists, such as tourist guide, promotional text, and since the advent of the Web 2.0, tourist guides can be considered the emblematic text of this specialized discourse. They are in books form and were created in order to inform and address tourists during their trip. The guides are written in descriptive objective style. Generally, it is used the third person for the narration, while exhortatory tone combined with the imperative verbs mode and informal style are used in the section for advices. Promotional text include brochures, catalogs, and advertisements. Brochure is an hybrid text. It satisfies the demand for information, but its dominant function is of a persuasive nature. The issuer can be a public body, such as a municipality or a government, or a private company. It is created specifically to promote a place, be a village, a museum, natural park. Brochure use emphatic language with a frequent use of evaluative and superlative adjectives. Catalog are texts of a commercial nature. They are issued by travel agencies or tour operators. Their purpose is to promote every aspect of the tourist product. In the description of destination, a euphoric tone supported by image is used, while in the section dedicated to logistics are preferred nominal construction and specialized terms such as hotel, bed and breakfast, outboard, etc. Advertisement can be broadcast or published through different channels. The fundamental objective is to promote the tourist product, both in its intangible component, highlighting the idea of rest and leisure, and in its material component, underlining the quality of the accommodation facilities. The techniques and the linguistic modalities of this communication can change depending on the issuer and the channel used. However, euphoric tone and positive adjective are always present. Moreover, during the latest years, the tourism sector has rapidly grown thanks to the Web 2.0, which is a virtual platform, dynamic and interactive. It is accessible to everyone, so tourists have started creating and sharing content. They role from passive consumer are changed to proactive creators. Traveler content have even gained more credibility than the information provided by the expert, because since they do not have any commercial purpose, are objective and impartial. In this context are born forums and travel blog web pages and specialized portals. The forum is a virtual platform aimed at comparison and online dialogue by sending written messages. Here user can respond to doubts on very different subjects. The terms most used are semi-technical and belong to the organization sphere of travel and services. The modes are mandatory and recommendation verbs. For example, you have to obtain a visa before traveling, or I will recommend getting vaccinated before going there. Moreover, travel blogs are autobiographical, so often the narration is in first person. Although there is also practical information, the evocative elements prevail, though the use of term belonging to the specialized language of tourism. The language is optimistic and euphoric, with the frequent use of positive adjectives. Specialized web pages have pop up on internet created by both private organization and public body. The language is similar to leaflets and catalogs, with emphatic tone and positive adjective. Through the specialized portals, the tourists can find every kind of information they need: flights, accommodation, restaurant, etc., as well as being able to compare services and products thanks to the reviews of other users. These portals, on one hand, can be classified as professionals. In fact, the language has a high level of specificity. On the other hand, the participation of the travelers community is always present. Indeed, within a single site, you can find various types of language, different text genes, and different issuers. It can be concluded that these portals are the essence of Tourism 2.0.